think there's some sort of filter on here that makes me look younger. It's very strange. Very strange. So, yeah, I thought we'd do a little live. I'm going to make a video shortly, but I thought I'd have coffee first. Now, I didn't put it in this cup because I wanted to pose. I put it in this cup because, basically, it always goes cold by the time I get to drink it when I'm doing a live with you guys. Let me set that up. Right. Let's just hang on and wait for you guys to come in the room. Let's have a little look here. Hello, Joey. How you doing, mate? Oh, I am. What's the word? Shattered, but I'm like relieved, shattered. If you know what I mean. You know when you've been trying to do something for ages, you failed at it multiple times, but then you finally get there, and all that worry and that stress has kind of just fallen off me now. So I've got new. I found new things to worry about though. He says, literally just started in the office today. 10 hours and 27 minutes to go. Oh, dude. Well, yeah, it's 10 hours, man. It'll go quick, Joey. It'll go quick. It's Crummy Beard. How you doing, mate? Stop slacking, get trucking. Well, for 10 points, where's the t-shirt logo come from? Obviously, I'm not trucking yet, but I will be soon. I've had various things going on and other, what's the word, projects that have come to sort of fruition at around the same time. So I'm not entirely sure exactly. There is an outside chance that I might not end up in a truck. So, but if I don't, I can guarantee you what I will be doing is far more well, no, it's not more interesting. It's just different and fun and exciting. But I don't know if it'll happen. So, but I'm well up for trucking as well. So I'm kind of in two places at the moment. Elsie, hello. I know what you mean, John. Yeah, it's like it's funny because when you're not working and you're like you set a goal on doing something. I'm very goal driven. So if I want to do something, I'm going to do it. But then sometimes the reality of that isn't that easy. So then when you're trying to do it, then you get into a place where you get stressed and worn out about it, and then it becomes not fun anymore, if you know what I mean. And I kind of got to that where I was just stressing and it was costing me a fortune. So every time you have to retake your test doing trucking, it's like 475 quid, and you've got to find that. So I was very pleased to pass yesterday. So I came home. So I got up that yesterday. I got up at 5 a.m. I faffed around and ended up late. So I was running 20 minutes late. Got there. A new instructor I hadn't met before, a guy called Sean, absolute lovely bloke. Got in the truck straight away. He was like, "Your driving's great. You should have no problems." Then we realised that I was going to a different test centre that I've never trained on any of the routes. I don't know where I'm going. And I was like, "Oh no, I'm definitely going to fail again." And I'd made up my mind that if I was going to fail this time, I wasn't going to do it again. And then I passed, which was just flabbergasting. And then I came home, and Lids made me a bacon sandwich. The boys were off actually yesterday as well, and I was trying to sort of sit there and watch TV and just sort of, and I couldn't stay awake, so I went to bed. And I think it was just the relief. So I slept for like an hour and a half, and got back up, and then we had dinner, and then you know, went to bed at like, I think it was 11 o'clock, and I woke up at 8 this morning. So I all that stress has kind of gone away. But then you find a new thing to worry about. So my new thing is, what do I do? Where do I get a job? What do I want to do? There's something I really would like to do, which is tipper work, because if I jump into an Arctic right now, which I can do fine, they're all automatic. I'd just like to have some experience in driving some manual ones, but so that I can say I can do all of it. So when people are like, "Oh yeah, you've only ever driven an auto, you're not a proper trucker," I can say, "Well, actually, I've driven a 4x4 for a year or whatever it is." Joey says his day usually goes pretty fast. Well, that's good. That means it's busy. Chromebeard says the Nerdy Motion coffee is a banger. Well, that's what I'm drinking now. I put it in. This is Lydia's. This is a cup we got at Costco. It's not one of the fancy Stanley ones. I think it's called Reduce or something. And yeah, I've got Nerdy Motion coffee in here. I've tried the Sweet Blender Noz Nectar. It's quite nice. It's not quite got the bite for me that I really like, but it's very soft and smooth. Be very good with milk if you like coffee with milk. Joe, yeah, I passed. I passed yesterday. I couldn't believe it. I was as shocked. I think the instructor was shocked that I was shocked. Does that make sense? He was shocked that I was shocked. Yeah, but I was shocked. Good stuff, bro. Proud of you. Thanks, man. That genuinely means a lot. Thank you very much. You can broadcast from your truck and show us where you're traveling to and do some food reviews. Today, I will be eating Slimming World. And Slimming World, we have a microwave in the truck, and this is going to be the Korean beef noodles. I'm going to have to be careful, Elsie. Otherwise, I mean, I'm already not exactly slim, and I've had time off work, and I could have used that time to maybe go out walking and maybe the gym. But I chose not to. Instead, I chose beer and food. And I cut down on my beer, which then increased the amount of feelings that I ate. So now I'm bigger than I was before. Well, not really, but close. So now I'm having to lose a little bit of the timber, to be totally honest. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back to work. Mween Tana. Hey, sir, how are you? I'm good. I'm good. I'm having a coffee. I'm in my little makeshift studio / shed. And I'm talking to you guys. What could be better? So please give it a cheeky like as well if you're in. I think on this you hold down your thumb and it gives it like. If you want some of our coffee, or I don't know why I keep saying our. My coffee. Well, it's mine and Lydia's coffee, I guess. This is our coffee. So you can get that over on thenerdemotion.com and you can buy some coffee there. So yeah, this is Mount Mexico decaf. So yeah, and it comes in all sorts of things. Do you speak Urdu? Unfortunately, no, I don't speak Urdu because I just don't. I know some Urdu speakers. Where are you from? I'm in the UK. So yeah, so passing was interesting yesterday. So when I went to the test centre, so I think the other instructors had said that test centre was quite hard, and they preferred the other one, which I've Averton, which is the one that I tried 3 times previously. And I went to this one, and they're definitely so at the Averton one they want the truck drivers to wait outside in their trucks and they come out here. In the Bradbury one, they want you to come in and wait in the waiting room with everybody else, and they come in and they check all your paperwork and they go through it all. And then once they've done that and you've signed that you're doing all that, then yeah, they're happy then, and yeah, off you go. And yeah, basically, it seemed stricter. I don't know if that is a real thing, but they were all very friendly. And the guy that I had, he was a legend because he was like, "Will you stop being so nervous? Just calm yourself down. Just like," and I do. Like, I was so stressed out. I do it every time. Every time I go for my test, I just get myself stressed out. I used to be cool as a cucumber, but these days, I don't know what it is, but I don't know. I guess I'm like 43, and this is a test. I haven't done a test like this in years. So it was just, I don't know, it was just nerve wracking. I flipping hated it. It was awful. Um, so yeah, it was pretty stressful. But he was cool. He kind of calmed me down. And what I did was, so because I didn't know the area at all, I've never driven any of the routes. Apart from, I said to Sean, I said like, look, I've never been here before. Is there anywhere where I could get caught out? And he's like, there's one junction that is like loads of people fail on it. I'll show you it. So we did that, and I nailed it first time. So basically, you come up to the junction, and it's a T junction, but it's slanted like this. So if you come up to it, you can't see left unless, as you come up to it, you move the front of the cab to bring it along the give way markings. So I have learned. I tell you what, I've learned a lot about road markings and like the signage. Honestly, our signs and road markings are better than I thought. Um, so yeah, pull the cab up straight, and then you can see both ways, and then you make your decision. But because I didn't know where I was going, I didn't want to go fast, so I just kept the speed down. And he was like getting frustrated that I was going too slow, and I just said, well, at the end of it, he said, you were like, you never really got going. You were just slow. And I was like, well, normally I'm too fast and I don't know the area. And so I was driving with extreme caution. And he's like, yeah, I figured that is what you were doing. So he said, just be aware of that. Make sure you're going. I literally maxed out on minus this time because I thought, right, I'll do nothing wrong, but I'm just not going to go fast. So I did lots of stuff very, very slowly. And yeah, but I could handle the truck, so it was fine. But yeah, it was pretty intense. Nguyen says, okay, sir, I am not speak English. Okay, sorry, buddy. Nice to have you in anyway. Tolga says, oi, oi! Hello, Tolga, how you doing? So now, Tolga, I'm officially a truck driver. So you're now following a truck driver. So yeah, pretty cool. Elsie says you can talk to us whilst you're walking as well. Yes, but there is an issue there, Elsie, which is I'm a lot asthmatic, and I breathe really loudly, and so if you listen, I listen to other guys that are walking along, and then just like a little bit of breathing or whatever. You listen to me whilst I'm walking or doing something. It sounds like an asthmatic pug. And that's not everybody's bag. Even in my normal videos when I'm wandering around, I am quite nasally and heavy breathing, should I say. Yeah, so that's why I tend not to do the walking videos. I've done some where I'm driving around. Maybe I should do a driving around video. But the problem is, when I do a driving around video, I'm very much predisposed with other things. So it's like a random stream of consciousness. Yay! Let's celebrate my 1,000th truck driver friend, folks. Tolga knows all the truck drivers, literally all the truck drivers that live stream. Tolga knows them. He's a legend. So yeah. So it's been expensive though. Flipping heck, it's been expensive. So you got your course that is not the cheapest thing, and then every time you cock up and fail, you've got to spend 475 quid. So I've done that 4 times now, and I am absolutely broke now. It's Drift King. Hell yeah, brother. What have you been drifting, Drift King? Tell me about your cars. Or maybe you follow drifters. I never really liked drifting, and now I proper love it. In my videos at the end, I have 2 drift cars in my outro because I just think it's cool. Togger says it's a lovely community for sure, mate. Yeah, it is. It does seem that way. It doesn't seem like there's much, like toxicity wise, the trucking scene seems surprisingly good. Most people are just up for a fun, and they're professional. They all seem to be people that are working, and they're professional drivers. So yeah, I had to do my CPC. I've done that as well. Joey says truck drivers in the States get drug tested for weed. Obviously, I cannot do that. Yeah, that's true. They here, if you were caught doing that, you go to prison. There's no doubt. There'll be no messing. There's like, yeah, not allowed to do anything like that. Plus, I tell you what, Joey, when you drive one, if you, I'm sure you will have done because you're ex Air Force, but um, you can really hurt somebody really easily with a truck. And I would say to anybody now, if you're in a truck, sorry, in a car, and you're going to pull out on a truck, you really are rolling the dice because there's no way they can stop as fast. They just can't. I know you've seen those pictures of those Volvo trucks like pulling up really quick, but when they're running 44 tons, yeah, maybe not. Tolga says, but seriously, I'm really happy for you, brother. It has been an excellent surprise for me when I saw your video while listening to the data sets today. Congrats again. Thank you, mate. I honestly, mate, I don't know if it comes across, but I'm relieved and exhausted because of all the pressure has been like up here, and then all of a sudden it's off. So I'm like, I feel like my whole Elsie was on here earlier, and she was saying she understood what I meant. I just feel like chilled and very tired. But it's a lovely, lovely feeling. So yeah, it's great. Joey says, "Bro, them big trucks ain't no joke, especially with the air brakes." Yeah, man, it's crazy, isn't it? So they work in the exact opposite way to cars. So car brakes, they're always off, and when you press the brake pedal, it moves hydraulic fluid through a booster, and then obviously you've got your master cylinder and then your slave cylinder, and it distributes it through the ABS pump. So it goes to wherever, and it squeezes the pads and you slow down. In a truck, it's absolutely the opposite. So the brakes are always on, but the air keeps the brakes from being on. So, and then if you're loaded up and going down a hill and it's really heavy, you won't want to use your brakes all the way because you'll just cook them, and it'll just be too hot. And then you have no brakes, so you have to use the engine retarder. And yeah, it's a completely different thing when you realise how big they are. But I'm looking forward to driving a truck that is an older one that has a retarder on and a straight pipe. That would be sick. Joe says, I drove a truck with air brakes once and didn't know what happened, and the tank bled and the thing started beeping. I called my one truck body freaking out, like, bro, what do I do? Yeah, you just gotta wait. Just gotta wait until the air accumulator builds back up. Tyler says, maybe I can't feel the same, but I can definitely get that feeling, especially while having a family and responsibilities, etc. This is another reason to be happy. Absolutely, man. Yeah, it is. It is. It's just amazing. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So I've got a job to go to. And I'm pretty excited about it. And actually, they're all right about the YouTubing, so it probably won't be YouTubing whilst I'm driving at all because I don't want to risk it. But I might put a camera on my dash and film the day, and then edit that in the evening and then load it up as a video. But I might just like on my breaks if I'm having a sandwich and a chat and. Because you have to have them. It's just part of the law. So if I'm parked up, I'll just chat to you guys. Because otherwise, I'm completely on my own. So that would be good fun. Having responsibilities does suck, but it does feel good being the top dog. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's true. So, come on, where's the T-shirt from? You've got to guess. You've got to guess. What's the reference? I've had this T-shirt for years and years and years, and I stopped wearing it because there's a stain on it there that won't come out. This engine on. It is from Georgia, but it's not. It's not Georgia, but it's actually from a film. It's from a film, and it's a little reference from a film. It's quite cool. Um, I'll give you another clue. It's got this fella in. He's wearing this outfit with that ring and that watch. Yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty chilled about that whole thing now. So yeah, it's I like the job that I've kind of um what's the word, been penciled in for. I think will be really good experience, and I think they're nice people, and like yeah, and they're local. It's not working every weekend. It just seems nice, and it'll be hard work, but I like a bit of hard work, so that's not a problem. Um, and it's not complicated work. It's just professional work. You've got to be on the ball. So I am looking forward to that. There there's a lot of noise in the background. I don't know if you can hear that, but our road, basically, they're paving our main road, with bricks and putting them all, and they've had to sort out a lot of the mess because basically the previous company who built the site was going bust, and they didn't do the groundwork properly for the developers, so they've had to come in, redo it all, and now ours is being basically sorted out and dug out, and we've got these dirt ramps now to get on our driveway. And I looked out and the builders parked on my driveway. And I was like, oh, it would have been nice if they asked me if they could park on my driveway before they dumped all their crap out. But hey ho. I'm just going to have a quick check. Because I don't want oil all over my driveway. Or diesel, should I say. I got all excited then. Got all excited. So I've got a driveway, and on my driveway, I've got two spaces, and there's a path, and it's got yellow flags, and two of them are completely smashed. They were when we moved in, and I just went out because they're parked in my space, which they didn't ask, but that's fine. I'm not bothered about that. It helps them out. Helps. No one's in it. It doesn't make no difference. And he's got yellow flags, and I thought, he's replacing my flags. That's flipping awesome. Because sometimes that happens. Stuff just gets done. Like one day I woke up and they put a brand new, all new fence at the front of the house, all galvanised steel. Looked awesome. So I thought that's what they'd done. And he said, no, I'm doing your neighbour's garden. Wasn't it? Oh. So yeah, I got excited. Hopes got up. And they were dashed. So that's life. So it's from the film Smokey and the Bandit. That's where this is from. So the Georgia Truck Rodeo is when the truck comes in at the end, and gate crashes it. It is. There you go. I'm not sure if in the first scene it's the one that Let's have a. I'm going to have a quick Google now. That's got my Georgia Truck Rodeo. That's where that line. What is a legend and an outwork bum look a lot alike, Danny. It just makes me laugh. It still goes. It's an actual thing. No way. Georgia is now called the Georgia Motor Trucking Association. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's at the beginning as well. Yeah, it's at the beginning and at the end of the film. I thought so. It's where he's in that zebra skin hammock. Hey, Sterling! Hello, mate. How you doing? Sterling, I passed. Thank you so much. All the messages I got yesterday on that very short video were very, like, I was overwhelmed. I was very surprised that anybody even cared. But it was very nice that people were so supportive. And Sterling, you're one of them. Thank you for your message. Elsie was one. There are loads of you. Loads of you. Just, yeah, I'm so excited. I can't wait. Tolga saying hello. Do you know what's better than coffee? 2 a.m. ride, 55 miles to work on my FJR 1300. Ooh, that'll be fun. FJR 1300. I bet that wakes you up in the morning. Oh, that's a nice looking bike. Yamaha FJR 1300. It's very, it looks like a Honda Pan-European kind of style thing. Have you got the boxes on the back? That could be that looks very cool. It looks very comfy. I could get behind one of them. Around here, a lot of people have the Honda Twin Safaris and the BMW GSs. And my mate told me that because he's big into bikes. He's got two himself. He was saying that they're Starbucks bikes. I was like, Starbucks bikes? What's that? And he goes, well, middle-aged men buy these bikes, and they're adventure bikes. You're meant to go on adventures, and all they do is they ride from one Starbucks to another Starbucks. They're just coffee bikes. I was like, no way. Sterling says 90 mile an hour average. You go steady there, old boy. That's not bad. 55 miles and 90 mile an hour average. My gosh. And I'm guessing you don't have speed cameras in that part of the world. Or is it the state troopers don't get up that early? Dang, 55 mile one-way commute to work. That's too rich for my blood. That is a long old way to work. I think where I'm possibly getting my new job is literally 10 minutes. And if traffic's bad, 25. Tolga dies because of the jealousy. Yeah, I've often thought about getting a motorbike, but yeah, maybe not a good idea for me. Wouldn't mind getting a go-kart again, but I really would have to lose some serious weight if I was going to do that. But now I've got big trucks to play with. Yeah, hell yeah. So where are you going today, Sterling? What's your route today? Where will people see you out? Out and about. And the other thing is, Sterling, right? So I've got an opportunity to drive tippers. They call them here. I don't know what you call them there. I'm assuming tippers are the same out there as they are here. and they're manual, so they're 4/4, which I kind of would like to do just to get the experience. So yeah, my commute, Joey says, is about 20 minutes Tuesday, 20 seconds Wednesday through Friday. All right. Sterling says dispatch is screwed up waiting on either Portland or Salt Lake. Oh wow, Salt Lake City. Wow, that's pretty cool. That's a trek, I bet. Wow? See, I've got to admit, I'd be very. So how hard, right now? I've got my HGV license in the UK. How hard would it be to come to America and get your like the license that I would need to have in America? And what is that license called? And like, how does it translate? It'd be quite interesting to see. But you don't really have cab overs. Most of your stuff's ball nose, isn't it? My mate had a truck. I'll show you the truck my friend used to have. I'll have to do it on the screen here. So, so Burt Reynolds, after he did the film, he got into NASCAR briefly, and they ran a team sponsored by Skol Beer, and they had, this was the car. Let me just turn that around. I don't know if you can see it. I can't see the screen now of what you can see. Let's just have a look. Okay, so this car here that I'm pointing to, that one there, was called the Bandit. And there was, the team had a truck and a trailer. Now there's model ones of it. I can't find the, like, it's there, having it's going into the back. But my mate bought this truck, and it was white, and it's called Smokey Joe. And did a bit of digging and research, and found out that it was the very truck that Burt Reynolds had that towed the Bandit NASCAR. And I took a ride in that, and a friend of mine's daughter was into trucks, and he basically, I said, look, it's her birthday, would you make a day and come with me to go and like let her have a ride out in your truck? And he was like, yeah, let's do it. So I gave him some money for diesel, and we went down there, and we picked Millie up and went out, and she was just absolutely made up. But it was an amazing experience going out in that truck. And yeah, we had it also for one of my mates, Ben, his wedding. We used that truck to take all the groomsmen down to the wedding. It's all white with stars and stripes on it now. But yeah, it was it was owned by Burt Reynolds at one point, which is just so cool. Like, the odds of me being such a Burt fan and then ending up at the time when we went in the truck, I don't think we knew, he didn't know who owned the truck previously. So it was only until later on, after, that he said, you'll never believe this. So yeah. Oh dear. I'm starting with the hay fever just slightly. My kids, my poor daughter, she's in a right state with it. And my son, who never gets it, has started with it this year. But it doesn't help that there's a field in front of our house with wild honeysuckle in that's all flowered. But yeah, Elsie says it's a great film. It is. It's a great film. What's this saying? There are some beautiful women in Salt Lake City. Isn't that Utah? I'm terrible. I don't know my geography very well. Salt Lake City. Yeah, Utah. So it's all Mormon ladies That's why everybody says Mormon ladies are beautiful. Um, you would be driving a semi in about a month. Really? That quick? Wow. Joey says tractor trailers, as we call them, you need a commercial driver's license, a CDL Class A. You can go to a school and they give it to you in like 5 weeks or so. Oh, right, okay. We need truckers very bad over here. No way. Average age of a trucker in the United States is 49 years old. Well, I'll fit into that category pretty well soon. I'm not far off it now. Lydia reminded me. I made a comment yesterday whilst we were watching telly about her getting close to 40, and then she said, "Well, you're getting close to 50," and then I just shut up then because I just thought I've got nothing more I can say on that one. What's this say? Oh, there's another one. Oh, Joey's comments keep getting held for review. Hay fever can be bad, so you need antihistamine. Yeah, the problem is I have to be super careful with what antihistamines that I take because I get super affected by them, and I mean like the drowsy ones, even the non-drowsy ones I struggle with, but the like ones that say may cause drowsiness. I mean, if I can't sleep, if I take one of those, I'll get 14 hours, no problem. I mean, I literally cannot stay awake. They're really, really like uber strong, so I very rarely take them. There's a new one out which my daughter's taking, and she seems to be doing well on it. And I tried it yesterday, and it did sort me out. I was fine. Um, so yeah, I don't know what the name of it is. It begins with A, comes in a purple box. Joey says, "Is it Utah? You are right. Mormon capital. And Mormon ladies are sexy. They have a thing in Mormonism. Your body is a temple, so they take care of themselves. And yum, it shows. It's Tyke. How you doing, brother? Yeah, you're coming to Europe with for a trip, no pay but experience, mate. I'd love it. Yeah, I'd love to do a trip to Europe with you. Yeah, I've got to get my taco card. So I need to do that. I can't do it to the end of the week because I've got no flipping money. I'm absolutely broke. So yeah. So and I thought I'd paid for my this last one, and then Lucy rang and said, "Oh no, you've not paid." I was like, "I have." And I looked, and I paid from a different bank account, and I put the wrong details in, and so the money's just disappeared into some bank ether. So the banker said it's fine, we'll recall it. So yeah, I'm trying to sort it all out. But yeah, it's a right faff. So yeah, I'm absolutely broke at the moment. But yeah, I'll be up for it. I'll be interested to come to do a Europe run. I love driving in Europe as well. I've driven. Me and my mate did a fast trip out to Vienna. We did Vienna and back in, I think that was 24 hours. So we, oh no, it wasn't because we stopped and slept. So we did, we went all the way there in one hit from Huddersfield all the way to Vienna in one go, just stopping for breaks. We slept overnight in Vienna, and then we drove like halfway, I would have said, and slept again, and then we woke up, and then we just carried on all the way back. That was one heck of a road trip. That was epic. And I've driven Stuttgart and back in 24 hours. That was good fun. Well, I say 24 hours. We drove to Stuttgart, unloaded the guy, slept in Stuttgart for one night, and then drove straight back. And where else have I driven? I've been all like France. I drove down to Nantes twice. I love driving in Europe. It's awesome. So much nicer than driving in the UK. There's too many truckers in the USA. It's driving down the pay. Currently, the average pay is 2023 is $38,000. Yeah, well, it's a similar thing that they're trying to do here. I certainly get the impression is that like the there's government funding for people to get their truck license. The only issue here that it's backfiring because as time has gone on, they've basically lots of people joined, younger drivers. They were earning good money, but then they've got older, they've got kids, and they're not doing the hours that they once were, and the pay's come down a bit for certain people, so they've left. So they've got a problem now where a lot of people are leaving truck driving. So now the numbers are creeping down again. So the pay's got to go back up. So it's like bouncing up and down at the moment. Sorry for the late BTW folks. I'm working at the same time. AI is holding some messages as well. Yeah, it does that, Tolga. Don't worry, mate. You don't have to apologise. I want you to have fun. You're not, don't stress if you miss something. I mean, we've had quite a few trolls over the years, and most of the time it just makes me laugh. I just find it funny. 30 days from now, special elections in the UK. Yes, it is. I'm going to vote this year because I don't like either of the main parties now, so I'm like determined to make a point. So yeah. Sterling says women in Utah are pretty but terribly inbred. They're very gorgeous, but they're incredibly fast swimmers with all their extra toes and their web feet. That's so bad. I noticed a few of my messages are being withheld. Yeah, I don't know why. I haven't even got like the moderation on YouTube turned up. I don't know. I haven't even got the keyword thing going on. Utah is arguably the prettiest looking state in the union, just on the scenery alone. I mean, Zion National Park is next level. Well, they've got. I mean, there's a few YouTubers I follow. I love the Diesel Brothers. I follow them. I've got a Diesel Brothers T-shirt, which I ruined. I got silicone on it, so it won't come out of the wash. It's my favourite T-shirt. I wore it yesterday. So that's my new work T-shirt. So when I get some more money, I'm going to order some more T-shirts from them. But they're based in Utah. And who else do I follow? There's somebody else that lives in Utah. There's quite a few YouTubers in Utah. John needs to hand out more spanners so he doesn't have to approve all his comments. I do. I thought you had a spanner, Joey. Did you? Yeah. I thought you always had a spanner. I don't know why. Sterling says turnover rate in trucking is 120%. People try to quit but can't. Matt's off-road recovery. Yeah. He's a nice lad, isn't he? He's another guy. He did that big off-road day thing that looked pretty good. Funny, a lot of the YouTubers here are trying to do shows and stuff, and because of our weather, it's just balls it up for him. I feel sorry for him. There's a guy called Adam C, and he had to cancel his, and then he's got a new venue. And the problem is, most of our big spaces are grass and mud, and because it rains here all the time, you try and take modified cars onto mud, and it just becomes a nightmare. My buddies that are happy truckers all got nice union gigs. Yeah, I don't know if we have a truckers union in the UK. I don't think so. It's a bit different to there. The unions in the UK are very much politically driven. There is a wood pigeon on my ceiling. This is a little fat wood pigeon that comes and literally there's a bird feeder on the side of the shed because we had some birds nesting in our roof on our brand new house because the builders never put a blooming cover over the end cap. So they've got to come and do that. And I was worried about that they wouldn't have enough food, so I put a bird feeder up because I'm a soppy git. Now my garden's covered in bird crap, so it might be going. There's a wood pigeon who likes to come and basically walk around on my shed roof. I'm a union. I'm in a union, being a government worker, American Federation of Government Employees, AFGE, Local 2823. Sterling says the Diesel brothers aren't appreciated in most automotive circles. The whole rolling coal thing put too much light on the aftermarket. Government cracked down on the aftermarket. Well, yeah, I saw that because they had a massive fine, didn't they? Though, I don't know necessarily if it was just them, because in the UK we have got a serious problem with like the Greens and the Tree Hugging Association, where they're literally like everybody should wear bubble hats and walk around and just enjoy walks, and like if you don't enjoy walks, you're not a human person. Um, and so basically, what's happened is there's like people that have put modified exhausts on are getting massive fines. There's like honestly all sorts of problems, and it yeah, the aftermarket here is getting a kick in. But see, in France, so what they did in France, they banned aftermarket stuff altogether. It's like you just can't get it. So if I take my Mercedes and let's say I put some different wheels on, and I broke down and I needed a tyre in France, they would only be allowed to sell me the tyre that came on the car originally. So if I had different wheels on it that weren't or didn't look genuine, then they can't sell me the tyre because they'd be breaking the law. And what they did is, so basically, all the French car manufacturers have there's a lot of government stakes in those companies, so they didn't like the fact that other people were making money out of their products, and they realised that they could actually stealth tax people by making sure they always came back to main dealers for parts. So now in France, it's pretty much the aftermarket is dead, and it's like a much more underground thing than it used to be. And they're trying to do it in the UK. They just want to ban anybody from having any fun, and we have the similar issue with people with pop and bang maps and stuff like that. Um, that's antisocial behaviour, and then so now people are trying to ban it. It's just the way it goes, unfortunately. But yeah, I know what the Diesel brothers did. I remember all that. Now they don't do any of that. They did that big thing, the Tesla Cybertruck. I still like them though. But yeah, I get it. Um, but we can't. Joe says we can't strike or anything. And when Trump gets in power, he always kills a lot of the union power. Yeah, yeah. Well, my wife's in a teaching union, but some of the stuff that they put out is just like she's disagreed with them with a few things and said I'm not willing to do that, and they get all uptight. They're bully boys a lot of the time. Dispatch says I'm going to Salt Lake. Well, there you go. There you go. Get to see those web feet beauties close up. I was branded as an essential employee, so nobody else matters. Woohoo! Yeah, I obviously worked within the brewery that I owned, and so yeah, I was non-stop working in lockdown. I got pulled over once, and they said, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I said, "I'm delivering beer." And I opened the back of the van, and there was all these cases of beer, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll let you go. That's essential. Get out there." So, yeah, that was quite funny. The right to repair is being fought very hard here in the States. Yeah, they're trying to do the same here. The only thing that they can't really win in the UK, and the reason is we don't really manufacture anything, and the government doesn't have any stakes in car manufacturers in the UK. So it's like they're like, well, we don't care if you repair it or you don't repair it. The biggest thing that's happened of late, which I think will possibly change. So diagnostics on your car. Back in the day, we had something called block exemption, which meant that anybody had access to the data so that they could repair their vehicle. And now they're making it where cars are online. So now, if you want to have the proper diagnostic tools, you've got to pay loads of money, and then that makes it like a bit of a rip-off, to be totally honest. So a lot of independent garages are struggling now to repair the more modern cars, which is what they want. But it'll end up going flips. It'll flip flop around in the UK. Um, yeah, but right to repair. There's that chap who did all the iPhone stuff based in New York, and he was up again. He's been sued and all sorts, hasn't he? A few times. Tesla don't want you repairing your cars either. A grind hard plumbing. Are those guys up Utah way? I want to know now. I'm going to Google YouTubers based in Utah. Wow, there's a lot. The Stradman. Wow, 4.4 million YouTube subscriptions. Stradman, who owns a 2006 Lamborghini Gallardo. Jane Willison. Ballerina Farm. I'm trying to see if there's any one of the car ones. Utah Jazz. Isn't that a sports team? Wow, there's loads. Absolutely loads. Automotive. That's what we want to know about, really. Automotive. What we got? We have got. No, that is rubbish. I haven't worked out. I was trying to work out how to get you guys to be able to see what I was searching on here, and use another OBS to get it to stream onto here. And I set it up, and I couldn't get it to work. Yeah, I can't find it. What's he saying? I was branded as, yeah, I saw that bit. The right to repair, yeah, and then he says, I hear Toyota shut the bed with its new turbo V6. Did it? Toyota turbo V6 issues. Oh dear. Oh, they've recalled all of the engines. Wow. Well, I'm amazed at that. Gosh, there's loads of people moaning about them. I'm just looking at the Drive magazine. Yeah, it's just that they changed the. Oh, why did they get rid of that engine? So using the 4.6 litre out of the Lexus GX 460, which is one of the best engines in the world, you can literally balance a 20 pence piece on its side on the top of one of them. They're so stable. And then they put in a 3.4 litre V6 turbo, and then let's have a look. What's the recall? Oh, look, see, Toyota pretty good on their recall. Oh, wow. Toyota recalls more than 100,000 vehicles after figuring out why the engines were failing. Production debris may not have been removed from the engines that are found in the Tundra and the Lexus LX. Oh. Some owners began reporting problems. They all had one thing in common: engine failure. Now, as the Drive reports, Toyota finally found a reason for the failures and issuing a recall. In the release from the automaker, it mentions during production the machine debris may not have been removed from the engine. In affected vehicles, this causes a potential engine knocking. Yeah, so basically, when you machine and engine, for those that don't know on the stream, or if somebody's rewatching this. Um, you have like when you make the castings and stuff like that, or if you put threads in any of the areas, then you have like swarf that gets everywhere, and for some reason that's not being cleaned out properly. So if it's making rod knock, which is what it sounds like, that means that is getting in through that swarf is getting in through the oil ways in the crank bearing, and then that bearing, if you introduce any metal into there, it'll just trash it. Absolutely trashes it. Rough running, engine not to start, loss of motive power. So the car maker says the recall applies to models with specific V35A engine that contains crankshaft main bearings which allow the crankshaft to rotate with the engine assembly while running. Yeah, okay, that's right. During a specific period, that that doesn't make any sense. Engine that contains crankshaft main bearings, which allow the crankshaft to rotate with the engine assembly running. Well, does it mean it's got rotating crankshaft bearings, or is it trying to get at the fact that that is what a crankshaft bearing does? Doesn't make any sense. May not have been cleared from the engine during manufacturing and subsequently contaminated the engine assembly during the production process. Toyota goes on to explain it in more detail, adding that for these engines in the subject vehicles, the pressure on the main bearings due to the engine configuration is such that the aforementioned machining debris adheres to the bearings and the operation of the engine and continues at higher loads over time. Failure of the bearings may occur. This can lead to potential engine knocking, engine rough running, engine no start, and or engine stall in the subject vehicles. Well, there you go. Well, it will make it stall because basically you've got the crank is like welding itself to the bearing. I had some crankshaft bearings in here. I might have thrown them away now. I could have shown you what they look like. They're only like a little cup like that, and you can't believe that they're a bearing, but they are. Sterling says V8 was a king. Yeah, it was a great engine. That Toyota V8 is just LS400s we had over here. The Lexus LS400. That engine was just what an engine, and it revved nice. It was fast revving up and down. What a great car. Where was the motor built? Mexico or Canada? Let's have a look. What did it say? V35A. V35A. Where was it built? Just looking on Reddit. Yeah, they're all referring. Oh, it says that Tundra engine problems built in the USA were reported to have machining debris. But that doesn't mean that the car might be built there. I'll have to do some digging on that. Rasco and Disco, it's Disco. He says, morning. Happy damn Tuesday. Congrats on the HEV pass. Keep on trucking. Cheers. Thanks, mate. I have a coffee, which I've been nursing for an hour now, and it's still warm. I haven't eaten though. But yeah, I can't believe it, Disco. I mean, it was amazing that I even passed. So yeah, very excited. We've just discovered an issue with American Lexus and Lexus and Toyota engines, but we can't. We're trying to work out where the engines are made. That's quite a big problem for just a little Somehow this applies to engines made both in North America and in Japan. Same as the Australian delivered twin-turbo V6 petrol Land Cruisers, suggesting a fundamental production engineering error as opposed to an improperly executed process at a specific plant. Oh, right, okay. So yeah, it's not Mexico or Canada. It's just like they were built in North America and Japan. I'm surprised at that. That's not like Toyota. They have one of the best manufacturing processes of all cars. I mean, just honestly, they're amazing how they do it, and a lot of other manufacturers ended up copying Toyota because they do it so well. Well, there you go. Well, I'm gonna make a proper video shortly because I haven't done one, and I said I'd do one. So I'm gonna go through who I did all my training with and all the crew, and yeah, I'm just going to go through all of that and my process and what happened and some of the things I failed on, and the different test centers. So yeah, should be quite an interesting little video. And then I might have something to eat first, because if I don't eat something, then I'll be a grumpy old man in my video. And then normally, if you do that, if you're hungry and you do your video and you're grumpy, it all goes wrong and then you have to redo it over and over again. Sterling says $60,000 Tundra engine junk. I know, right? That is crazy. Tolga's saying morning to Disco. Mark Jones, morning John, on holiday in North Wales. Oh, very nice, near Conway Bay. Hope you're all good. But yes, I've got my HGV license, Mark. I've done it. I'm there now. I got it yesterday. I'm very excited. So, how you doing, man? How's the missus? Are you having a nice time? What's the weather like? It is just chucking it down here. I don't know if you can hear the rain, but it is raining. That's all it seems to do here. You like have moments of sun. I had a barbecue and invited some friends over, and so me and Lydia on Saturday night were like, the weather's going to be great tomorrow, so let's invite some people over for a barbecue, and we'll just get the barbecue going. And I bought these. I'll tell you what I bought. I bought these fellas here for smoking. You don't smoke these. I mean, you put them in your barbecue for smoking. They're made out of the barrels from Jack Daniels. And we just said, well, what we'll do is say, bring what you want to barbecue and we'll put it on. And Liz said, me and Liz both decided, I can't put it on her, that we should make a point of inviting plenty of people, and just in case really it was short notice, probably not a lot of people would come. So I sent the invite out, and I kind of said it's an open invite. If you want to come, you can come. So throughout the day, and we haven't got the biggest house, we had 55 people. We had 55 people to the barbecue. I had to put out a message on the local group of the Facebook group for the estate saying, hey, I invited people to a barbecue. I didn't realise how many people there are. So if anybody's parked in the wrong space, just drop me a message. I'll get them to move. But we had 55 people. We had dogs, 2 dogs. We had loads of kids. And luckily there's 2 big fields. So they were playing football and frisbee and whatever else on the fields. And it was just lovely. It was just absolutely lovely. So I started barbecuing at 2. And I finished at about 5:30. I thought we had 43 people, but last night at dinner, me and the missus and the kids, we counted up everybody that was there, and we had 55 in total throughout the day. Not everybody, not 55 at one time. I think the most I counted was 40 at any one time that was there. But my gosh, it was busy. Great fun. I'd totally do it again. It was awesome. Just got to make sure the neighbours don't mind. Mark Jones says, well done, brother. Onwards. I'm excited, dude. I'm excited. Sterling says 53-foot trailer going to Salt Lake, getting relayed to Chicago. Wow, be careful in Chicago because all you guys ever tell me is Chicago's dangerous. Does an HGV license come with an additional little plastic card license, or is it just an update of the regular license? So basically, you can either keep your license and send it off yourself, or which is what I've done, I've let them take the license and they send it off. So it definitely get done. So they send that to the DVLA, they issue it and reissue your card back to your house. Now I have to get another card, which is called a digital tacho, and basically there's like a head unit in a truck that looks like a radio, but it's made by Philips, no, Siemens Group, I think they are, and they've got two card slots, and basically you put your card in, and it measures your hours, and then when you take your breaks, you mark down what you're doing. I'm gonna have to refresh myself because, believe it or not, when you're learning and driving, you don't use the tacho because you're on a learner. So yeah, there's that, and then so you'll have two cards effectively. So yeah, you've got, and it's strict. You can't be messing around with your hours on that. You can't fudge it either because it's digital. So yeah, so you do kind of, in answer to your question, you get an update of your old one, and you have to have an extra card. So yeah. Joey says, I had way more vehicles on my military license back in the day than I did on my civilian license. It was so much easier. Yeah, I can believe that. One of my staff that came to work for us as a veteran, I've never seen a driving license with so many vehicles on. And I said, why is there no bus on there? You've got every other vehicle. You can drive a tank, for goodness sake, but there's no bus. He was like, if you had a bus license, you had to take everybody to the pub. So he refused to do it. Oh, I thought it was brilliant. Mark Jones says, it's not bad, mate, just a little cloudy. We've just been for a walk with Vicky's sister and the other half. And the husky. Oh, had a nice cooked brekkie in a cafe overlooking the bay. Ooh. See, I've got some bacon. I've got some eggs. I might have some beans. But I don't have any hash browns. Don't have any black pudding. Gotta have black pudding. Oh, love a bit of black pudding. Wow, a frigging party over there. Yeah, oh yeah, it was a lot of people. People even brought camping chairs with them. In fact, I've got two that I need to take back. Need to get a job straight away now, John, to keep the knowledge going and pick up experience. Yeah, well, that's it. Although I might have been offered something else, but I don't know yet. I've got to go and see him next week, and that it depends on money as well, because unfortunately, I'm not in a position to take not a lot of money as a wage now. I need to be earning. I'm hoping that doing the trucking and doing the YouTube will sort of complement my wage a little bit. It's how we doing. We've got an Aussie in the house. How you doing? Howdy, dude. Congrats on the new achievement. Thank you, Sam. Cheers, buddy. I'm well happy. I've got Optimus Prime in the background there. Look, there he is. He's a cab over. I've got my Georgia Truck Rodeo t-shirt on from the Smoking the Bandit. Bert is here with me. I just did a pre-trip. How long does it... I just did a pre-trip. How long does it take? How long does... A pre-trip? What do you mean? I don't understand, Sterling. Explain. It's probably me buffering, but yeah. What do you mean by a pre-trip? How long does it take? Yeah, it's funny. What was that? It must be interesting. I'd love to get an American to come over and try and drive our trucks and see what they think. I think you'd probably find it easier, but our roads are terrible compared to yours. I don't know. Are your trucks front end is on leaf springs, back end is on air, and then your trailers will be on air? That's what we've got here. I don't know. Some trucks, we have our cab is on air. So like the XF that I learned in, the front axle seemed to be on a leaf spring. I mean, I'm only guessing, but that's what it felt like. And then the two axles behind, they were both on air, and the middle axle actually steered as well, because I think it was only the rear axle that was a traction axle, and you could lift that up and down as well. And then the trailer had three axles, and that's on air. So then your cab is on air, so that bounces around, and then your seat's on air, so it's like boing, boing. So if you brake really hard, you're like, it's good fun. Sterling says, I know 3 people tops. Oh man, I could have invited more. I've got a lot of friends. A lot of friends. A lot of friends. Yeah, we could have invited. Well, we've thrown parties before and had 100 people is not difficult to end up with. When I had the brewery, I'd invite friends and we'd have 100 people, no problem. So I can't see without my glasses on. Some of the little tight roads in the UK would be a nightmare when driving a big boy. Yeah, they are. Like you can genuinely get stuck here. Aussie rules. How are you doing, bud? Yeah, you can definitely get like. Yeah, some of the roads are just terrible, and sort of like our country lanes. You go down those, you're gonna have to take it easy if you're in a big wagon because they literally only have a few passing places. And if you meet another truck, then one of you's got to back up for miles. Pre-trip inspection. Oh yeah, we have that. Yeah, so we have to do it before we like get the truck going. So we start it up, check all the lights, go around it, check all our tires, check the exhaust, all the spray suppression for if it's raining, mud guards, etc. All your reflectors. You've got to check your oil, water, and screen wash. You've got to make sure all of that's good to go. Engine light, like there's no warning lights on, that you've got air pressure, all that kind of stuff. You've got to check, and then number plates. On a lot of the trucks, if you hold one of the buttons on the key fob, it turns all of the lights on at once, so you can check them. And then it takes about 20 minutes to go around. And your trailer, obviously, if you have a trailer a bit longer, you've got to check those tires. Some people like roll forwards and check the bit that you can't see and all that, but not everybody does. So yeah, it's quite interesting. If you're like me and you're mechanically minded, it's good fun. Disco says, country lanes is where you really learn to drive in the UK, not on your driving test drive. No, it's true. Yeah, all my instructors said, like, this is like the main thing, actually, and that's a big difference from learning to drive a car in the UK, is that I will say, in like most government things are pretty stupid, but actually this is very heavily centered on safety, and that's good. I think that's really good, and really what it needs to be. That is the main focus. So yeah, you've got to be safe with these things. Sterling says leaf spring front, air on drives and cab and seat. Oh right, okay. FedEx 52, a spring. Woo! Jeez Louise. That must be rock hard. That truck that I went in that Kenworth, that was all leaf spring, and like with running bobtail with no weight on it, 30 mile an hour on our roads. My gosh, it just bounced you around like it just sounded like a bag of screws. Are you officially a trucker, John? Yes, I am always a red. I passed yesterday. I'm very happy indeed. Very, very happy. Very excited too. Disco is saying, "G'day, Sammy." Sammy's saying hello to Disco. Aussie Man Reviews, I'm mate. You just sound exactly like him. He does. Oh, I got a voicemail. He must be a good Aussie country lad like myself. Country lanes are also where you learn that your sat nav is merely a guide and not a gospel. That's something I've got to buy. I've got to buy a sat nav, a proper one. They're like the entry level truck ones, about 200 and something quid. So that's another thing I've got to find money for. Yet again. Just put Aussie Man review something, you'll see why. Yeah, you do sound like him. But I mean, that's like, yeah, you do sound like him, to be fair. I was going to say it's like us saying that Chinese people all look the same. All Australians sound like Aussie Man. I had an Aussie at my barbecue. Yeah, he's come over to play cricket. And he started coming to our church, so we just invited him along. And yeah, he's a legend, top lad. So yeah, he came along. Right, I think I'm gonna. Oh, we've got 10 people watching. I was gonna call it a day, but then there's 10 of you in chat. If you have any more questions for me, then throw them at me. And then, if you don't, then I shall make. I'm going to go make some lunch, and then I'm going to make a video, and I'll put that out either today or tomorrow. Always the rest says, well done, John. Make sure you sit in the outside lane on the M42 for at least 20 miles and stock up on Yorkie bars. Yeah, that's true. I need to. Yeah, absolutely. So what are you doing now, John? Well, I've been offered to do some tipper work. So I've also been offered to drive some Arctics, but believe it or not. So this is where I'm at. There's 3 options I have. One, I can't tell you what it's about, but it's nothing to do with trucks. But it could be a like once in a lifetime, and it is totally my bag. Like, I would love to do it. But it's nothing to do with trucks. But I could always pick up the truck thing after. The second thing I've been offered is there's a local haulier that takes on new drivers, and they've got brand new Scanias, but the wages are quite low. Or there's a really cool company that is local. It's quarry work mainly, so you're driving DAF tippers, so Packards. That's what they've got, but they're manual. They're 4/4, and I just fancy it because it's better money. It's local. It's Monday to Friday. You finish by 3:30, 4:30. And the I just had a scam and fraud warning from one of my banks, and so basically you can. How do I explain this? Do I go down the route of? I like the idea of learning to drive manual trucks because I just think that would be something I'm really interested in doing, and it's fun, and tippers is cool. I mean, every kid when you were little, you had a little toy tipper. I'd just like to do it. I like the fact that I don't have to work weekends and I'm not away from my family as much. So yeah, that's a big one. But I also would like the argument is brand new Scania, like getting the experience. Quite like the idea of tramping now and again. I like the idea of night driving. I really enjoy driving at night anyway. So doing a bit of like this trunking work. I'm not far from some big like Amazon Prime places and whatever else. So I don't know. I just don't know. So that's where I'm at the moment. But I'm leaning mainly towards driving tippers. What's he saying? I hope his cricket skills were up to scratch and he didn't let us down. You know, he's mustard, mate. He's absolutely brilliant. He's a very, very good cricketer. My mate went to watch him. He was like flipping it. He's like properly good. So yeah. When I visit the UK, I'll be testing up backyards with the ball. You do it. See you later, Rubber Ducky. All the best from chilled out North Wales. Bless you, man. Have a lovely holiday. Say hello to the missus for me, and have fun. He's a handsome devil, as old Mark. The old double clutch, indeed. Oh, I don't think they are. I think they've got synchros. So you've got 4/4 and then a split button. So I think obviously if you're fully loaded, you're going to need that first four. But from what I can see, is most people pull away in second, then go up the split box and work their way from like 5 up to 8. Sterling says, are your manuals in semi trucks synchronized? So I don't think we have anything that's not synchronized, as I understand it. No, I don't think we do. They're all mainly ZF boxes, from what I can gather. That's what I'm seeing the most of when I looked online. And a lot of the trucks share engines and boxes. So most of the semis, the big stuff, they're all automatic. Every single one of them. The one I did my testing, all of the ones I drove were all automatic. Disco says, yeah, I don't like working weekends or mornings or Mondays or any day with a Y in the name. Yeah, I'm I'm very much the same. I've been driving 20 years and only double clutched a few times. Floating gears is way easier. Yeah, I think double clutching, oh man, you'll have a blooming left leg like a horse. Option 1 sounds intriguing. Glad you have plenty of options, John. Nicely done. Back to writing an investment paper later. Oh man, I've done a few of them. I don't envy you. I tell you what though, I had a right touch always read. I bought some crypto. I've got a crypto account. I bought some crypto like years ago, and I think I paid like 30 quid, 40 quid, something like that. It wasn't a lot. And I looked, and it was £140. So I took it out, and it paid for food. So food for the family. So yeah, I was well chuffed. So yeah, I always buy. I don't know about you guys, but I had the chance to buy 100 Bitcoin many years ago, for less than 100 quid. I didn't do it, and I'm kicking myself now. So now, whenever a new coin comes out, I'll just buy 20 quid's worth, and I have a wallet full of all these random coins. So I hold Doge and all. The one that did all right was Pepe coin, which had like 12 million or something, some crazy amount of shares, or not shares of crypto. So yeah, I just buy them and leave them. I don't do, and I just think, oh, is this going anywhere? It might not, but yeah, occasionally. Can you imagine if that one had gone to like a few pence a share? You'd have been laughing. So what's he say? I got my heavy rigid license years ago. I haven't used it much though. It's nice to have it as like. See, I was saying this to somebody the other day, that it's just nice to have, especially when you've got a family, to have as a backup. Like if anything ever went wrong, I could just jump in a truck and make some money. So yeah, I thought that was pretty good. Always handy to have forklift as well. I've got my forklift license. My dad, I just don't know whether I could do forklifting as a day job. My dad, when I used to go with him in the late 80s, drove an old Scammell. He'd love that. No automatic or power steering. It was a proper trucker back then. Oh, yeah. My dad used to have a say, look at her. She's got nipples like a Scammell wheel nuts. You just see some woman walking along that's not wearing a bra. It just used to make me laugh. That said, here I am working weekends now and rather enjoying Monday and Tuesday weekend off. Oh. Joe says, I drove a forklift in the service quite a bit. I've got to tell you one time about this guy who picked up the Red Cross blood pallet and didn't strap it down. It hit a bump and blood everywhere. Oh, that's bad. Uh, oh, that's disgusting. When does Yorkie coin come out? Yeah, that could be. Yeah, I tell thee, or e-buy gum. Um, Alfie Bentley says, hi Alfie Bentley, how you doing? 9 hours to Salt Lake. I might go live afterwards. Yeah, you do it, man. I'd love that. Yeah, I'll jump on and say hello and be genuinely irritating in the comments like I normally am. When you go, Sam says, when you go to huge vehicles with old gearboxes, it's almost like you're starting fresh driving again. Going to try and eliminate any bad habits from normal driving. It can be quite a brain fart. Well, funnily enough, so near here there's an old garage, and they have got some wreckers that are like really old Scania, really old DAF. And like when I came up here as a kid, and I must have been like, I don't know, 10, those trucks, those exact same trucks were there, and they're still there. So I'm going to have a chat with him and see if I can do a video about the trucks at some point. They're on Q plates, which is really unusual. And I said to him a while back, popped in there, the garage, if you need anything for cars, their garage has got everything stocked up. He said, he basically just said, yeah, they all still work. They're all still running. So yeah, that'd be really cool. I'd love to drive one as well. So that'd be pretty cool. Anyway, going to have to love you and leave you guys. I'm off to work. Well, yeah, I think I'm going to call this a day as well because I am. You can tell by my figure that I'm famished. I'm practically wasting away. So I am going to go and get some food. And yeah, go and check out Sterling's channel. So he's a trucker in America and he's off to Salt Lake City. So keep an eye on his channel and he'll be going live. And Sterling's quite funny as well. I like him. So yeah, go and check him out. And there'll be other truckers floating around. There'll be Tolga will be in the chat, no doubt. So yeah, see you all there. And thank you everybody for your support. Love you all. You're awesome. And yeah, I need to make a video this afternoon. So that is my job. And we are on 12:30. So I need to get cracking. Goodbye everybody, you lovely people. See you later.